say. Typical blustering wintry conditions in Bradford. What's not to love about the K2 Yorkshire Cup on a Saturday night? And it will be Bradford who will have first use of the ball. They will go from left to right. A loud shrill blast of the whistle from Marcus Griffiths, and we're up and running. And immediately Bradford are going to be brought down in a three-man tackle 25 metres out from their own try line. So it'll be Matty Wilde in at dummy half. He had a telling 70-minute contribution last weekend in that 26-16 win over Halifax. James Green wearing 10 takes the second carry. Wilde will come back towards the right. Mikey Woods brought down on the third, 10 metres shy of halfway. Bradford on their own 40-metre line, and it's going to be Wilde to Kirk. Kirk looking to somersault his way up to the halfway line, and that's the fourth tackle gone, and Bradford now just a metre or so inside that Dewsbury Rams half as James Green, his second carry in this opening set of 6, makes 15 metres forward. Bradford on the last tackle, 35 metres out from that Dewsbury line. The kick will go down over on the far stand side towards Dale Morton. Morton will be wrapped up on tackle number 1 for the Dewsbury Rams. We've had 57 seconds on the clock, and that was a good fast electric start from the Bulls, Ross.
Yeah, great first set. You know, we finished on their 40, we've kicked them deep. You know, let their back three bring it out and see what they've got. Great start up field position, though.
Dewsbury just having to do the hard yards forward as they suffocating red, amber and black defence. Rushes up, Reece Evans getting involved early doors, and out of dummy half the ball will be fired from former Leedsman Robbie Ward towards Owen Harrison, and that is the fourth tackle gone for Lee Greenwood's side, and they are 10 metres shy of the halfway line as Michael Knowles will see Dewsbury hit the fifth and last tackle. As we said, the wind just intensifying a little bit, very swirling, and it's going to be difficult for both wingers and fullbacks this evening. But Ethan Ryan on that far stand side, he's alert to the danger, and he'll return the kick 15 out from his own try line. So Bradford's second spell of possession in the opening minutes of this game, and we've got the first penalty of the evening. Referee Marcus Griffiths catching Dewsbury Rams inside the 10. They were just a little bit eager there, Ross.
Yeah, I think it was Heath got a quick play ball, you know, the man laying in the book. Great first carry from Heath. You know, it's so important for your back three to get one on a good start. You know, Heath's had a great kind of leg on the front end. Yeah, great start to the game for us.
Joe Keys will find touch just short of the halfway line on the far stand side, and Matty Wilde, as we said, really impressive debut last weekend, getting the distribution of the ball out. Conor Farrell out there, he's looking for the ball on the right hand edge. Matty Wilde gives the nod. I think it's going to go to Kirk though, and here goes Kirk. Kirk sucks in that defence along the line towards Green. Green's wrapped up 30 metres out from that Dewsbury Rams try line. 3 tackles remaining here for the Bulls, and Matty Wilde goes on amazing run out of dummy half past the fullback. The support there, the Bulls are in no, they're not. Great cover tackle. They're a metre shy from the line, but the danger not over yet. It's going to go back to Keys. Keys drops the shoulder, sucks in the defence, and the Bulls are in. It's Elliot Mitchell. We've had 4 minutes on the clock, and it's falling in for the Bulls. First goal, and it's K2. Yorkshire semi-final.
To try for the Bradford Bulls, sponsored by Ruth Ryder and Darren and Gareth Ryder Smith. Give it up for number 20, Elliot Mitchell.
Awareness from Dan Invignian to make that try-saving tackle, but credit, as Ross said, to Matty Wilde. He realised that those A and B marker defenders, they were all at sea, and Jacob Thomas, he was sidestepped, and it was beautiful play from Joe Keys, just delaying that pass, just like he did against Halifax on Sunday, just outfoxing those defenders to make that moment hesitation. The gap opened up, the ball bang, straight into the chest of Elliot Mitchell, and Elliot Mitchell has touched down 10 metres to the right hand side of the post, and it's the dream start for the Bradford Bulls. They're completing once again in a first half at 100%, no errors, and Joe Keys now has to contend with the conditions. As we said, there's a real typical swirling wind here at Odsal, going from left to right, rolling in from the Richard Dunn Sports Centre, which of course will soon be demolished for hotels and a leisure park. But Joe Keys, that one will just creep in the right hand and right, And it is Bradford Bulls 6. Dewsbury Rams 0 on Bulls Live. Bulls TV this evening, Rob. 5 minutes gone. The perfect start.
That's a successful conversion for the Bradford Bulls, sponsored by George Timberlake, Amelia and David Cook, moving up to number 7.
Where do you think
Joe
the game's going to be won and
Keys.
lost this evening? Because yes, you look at Kobe Green, Evan Skirt, Elliot Culling, Rowan Mills, once again, Bradford fielding a very youthful and inexperienced side, certainly at this level against championship opponents, but you look no further than James Green, Manny Wilding, Conor Farrell, Elliot Minchella, Liam Kerr.
Yeah, you know, we've got experience in youth in the perfect mix, you know. I think the team we've got here, these young lads can slot in perfectly and seamlessly, and you know, these boys are ready to play championship, there's no doubt about that, and I think that's what we'll see in these pre-season fixtures, you know. They won't look out of place on the street for the boys, and yeah, it's credit to the team, they've got so much good youths coming through, really.
On the restart then, Bradford 5 metres inside the Dewsbury half, Brandon Pickersgill at fullback, taking the hooking duties after Manny Wilding went on another run down the middle. This will be the last tackle, the 40 metres out. Rowan Mills looking to involve Ross Oakes and Ethan Ryan, but Rob Warrancy does well to take that on the full under the new floodlights. It's worth mentioning the Bradford Bulls partners Blade Access, who have the cherry pickers. I think we did a game last season against Keighley on a cherry picker when we were doing the live streaming, and yeah, Odsal once again is alive and well, and let there be light, as someone famously said. Can the Bulls be the first team in the hat for the K2 Yorkshire Cup final, which of course will take place next Sunday? Dewsbury though, 2 tackles gone in this set of 6, they're 10 shy halfway, and it's Jody Sharif who'll get to his feet, he'll play the ball. Robbie Ward, back it's going to go to Mbindian. Mbindian will take on Kirk and Wood, and Kirk and Wood wrapping Mbindian up 5 metres inside the Bradford half. Robbie Ward is looking for options. He's going to find Heckford. Lewis Heckford's going to kick downtown, taken by Pickersgill. Pickersgill back to Josh Rickett, and Rickett will take tackle number 1 here for the Bradford Bulls, just inside his own 20-metre line. So if you're just joining us late, the Bradford lineup once again: Pickersgill at fullback, Winfrey quarter line of Ryan, Oakes, Evans and Rickett. The halves are Milnes and Keys. The forwards, Kirk, Wildy, Green, Farrell, Minchella and Wood at loose forward, and on the bench is Busting, Flanagan, Hodgson, O'Sullivan, Kobe Green, Evans, Sker and Elliot Culling. Bradford, mistake-free football in difficult conditions. It's James Green once again carries Bradford inside the Dewsbury half. This will be the last tackle for John Keir's side, and we've just put the mockers on him there. We said mistake-free football, and along comes an error. It'll be head and feet to Dewsbury, 10 metres inside the Dewsbury half, and James Green there just gets the high five and the pat on the back. Ross obviously come up with an error. It's good to see that command, you know, that togetherness of the side there.
Yeah, you know, we always say we don't compound errors in another area, and yeah, the boys are digging for being it, make up for that, you know. It was tough when it looked like they were hands on the ball. One of them 50-50 ones, you know, you've got to do your best to keep on with it, but you know, you can go either way. But yeah, I think it'll be first test there, Jules been a bit of football, so yes, he had the ball back up.
Adam Ryder from the base of the scrum will come down this main stand side, brought down by Minchella and Evans. Ward will attack Minchella. Minchella wraps him up, and that's 2 tackles gone here for the Dewsbury Rams, and they've only advanced 5 metres forward. Jody Sharif will be looking for an impact against Kirk and Wood, but Sharif's turned over on his back. Once again, Ward out of dummy half. He in turn is going to give it to Owen Harrison. Harrison sucks in the defence, back to Sykes. Sykes to Heckford. Heckford tries to go down the middle, can't get past Conor Farrell, and he's wrapped up on tackle number 4, 30 metres out from that Bradford line in a centre field position. It's going to go from Ward to Harrison. Harrison's wrapped up. This is the 5th and last tackle now. Dewsbury 25 metres out. They're in the centre of the field. They're going to move it over on the far stand side. Sykes looking to involve Ethan Ryan. That's magnetised straight into the arms of Ethan Ryan, and Ethan Ryan, and credit there to the Dewsbury chase of Warrancy and Lehman, they will smother him and wrap him up inside his own 20-metre line, and we've just seen a big charge there forward from Ross Oakes, and Ross Oakes wins Bradford's second penalty of the evening, and that's what it's about, Ross. It's all about raising that intensity, lifting it and asking the referee, we want the penalty.
Yeah, you know, the boy chatted with that, it makes me happy to see Oakes out there running strong, and doing so well. You know, he's a big, strong boy. One of the local lads, and great carry ups. He's just dangerous at that centre. We've just shown it there. You know, big bump off and then gets him ready to play the ball. You know, that's what we're all about. We're in the run half, but we run hard and we'll get the rubber green off the referee. So great carry.
So Bradford second penalty of the evening. They lead the penalty count 2-0, and Bradford will have a full set of 6 inside the Dewsbury half. And here we go. Manny Wilde, he's probing in at dummy half as Liam Kirk plays the ball on the Dewsbury 40-metre line. There's a kick early from Rowan Milnes. Ethan Ryan in the foot race, but the ball will bounce kindly for Thomas and Warrensey. But I guess if anything, Ross, that early kick on tackle 2, looking to put one behind the Dewsbury Rams line, an invitation for Ethan Ryan. It will turn Dewsbury around, and in difficult conditions, heavy underfoot because we've still got light drizzle. It's going to ask questions.
Yeah, it's asked the question of him, you know. Rob Warrensey was quite high up, you know, the full-back one right in position, you know. Unlucky for Ethan, didn't get quite the bounce of the ball, but look, they're coming off their 10. We can D it up, we'll keep him in here, and you know, it's all about that first position battle. You know, I think we're going to be able to set as long as we can keep him within their 30. Yeah, it's good stuff for us.
Now we know last season, Ross, that Yorkshire set quite a lot of goals. One of the goals was to concede 2 tries or less at home. Does that still apply, as Dewsbury have come up with an error at the scrum? So that was an unfortunate pick-up from Cameron Leeming, who just juggled the ball, and this will be a scrum head and feet to the Bulls, 15 metres out from the Dewsbury line. But just going back to that point, was something that you've the side of priding themselves on under John Keir is that defence.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be a lot tougher league, you know, so that's quite a hard ball, but you know, that's always going to be the focus, that's always going to be the target, you know, keep the teams to as little as possible, and you know, then it makes it easier to win the game. But like I said, you know, we can give them the ball on their 10, told them, you know, bring it out your own half, and they coughed it up, and we got the ball back on our own line. So, you know what I mean? It's all about playing the field, all about playing the territory, and we've won it there, so you know, good ball set to us.
Bradford then inside the Dewsbury Rams 10-metre line. Manny Wilde to Milnes to Keys. Telepathic rugby league as it goes out towards Josh Rickett. Rickett in at the corner, but it's a great ball and all tackle from Dale Morton, who drags him into touch. And that was very close to being a second try from the Bradford Bulls. I don't think you can fault the distribution of Milnes and Keys there, because that one just zipped along the line like a drone.
Yeah, that was quick. It was smooth play between them two. You know, we're blessed with 4 quality halfbacks in the club, and you know, that was good play from them. Unlucky for Ricketts, you know, he just couldn't quite stand his man up and got put in touch. But like I said, we're taking the ball over in the right area. We'll trust our defence, you know, keep them in their half, and we'll get another good few shots on the ball. So yeah, good play.
If you're just joining us, it's Mick Gledall, Ross Peltier calling the action. We've had 12 and a half minutes gone here at Odsal Stadium. It was a try in the 5th minute to Elliot Minchella. Joe Keys once again with the assist. And as we said, Bradford in 2019, 11 new additions, albeit 5 were part of that 2018 squad. And you look at Callum Bustin, James Green, Jordan Lilly, Mikey Wood and Jai Hitchcocks. Those were the 5 who were part of that promotion portion. The new faces then: Jake Webster, John Magrin, Dee Fogging Johnson, Manny Wilde out there tonight, along with Connor Farrell and Rhys Evans. And of the 8 losses, Jordan Andrade, Harvey Burnett, Alex Brown and Dan King joined Dewsbury, but only Dan King named on the sheet this evening. I know you're close to Jordan Andrade, but he's out with a broken hand.
Yeah, he broke his thumb in that game against Fairfield. He got man at match and scored a try, so we were buzzing about that. But then, yeah, you know, I started getting goals, you know, like my injury. Yeah, it was unlucky for him, but I can see a big season for him. He was unlucky here not to get a chance to go off the fight at Dewsbury, like see the lads like Kenny and John will do.
So from the scrum, there was just a slight delay there. Was the Dewsbury physio was applying a bit of strapping across the forehead of the man playing the ball, but Robbie Ward looking to involve the interchange Andy Gabriel, who will make some tough meters forward. And here we go, it's Jody Sharif who had the strapping applied to his forehead, and that's his second carry in this set of 6, and they're on the halfway line, and Paul Sykes fancies a kick towards Ethan Ryan. He's put a bit of backspin on it. Ethan Ryan's juggled the ball, and it's been picked up by the Dewsbury Rams, and it's Rob Warrensey. Warrensey's gone into touch. The referee will say, advantage played. This is all going back now to that free play, Ross. The free play is over, and in referee Marcus Griffith's mind, he says Rob Warrensey picked the ball up after Ethan Ryan knocked on, and he was heading towards the corner. I think it was body checked by Pickersgill and Ross Oates, but in the end, Rob Warren said, I think Lee Greenwood would have rather, Ross, that he just picked the ball up and took the tackle.
Yeah, I think the tech players better time to adjust. You know, Rob Warren said, yeah, he won our advantage, he's took a good few steps and he's trying to beat the defender, but you know, we've come for the mistake and we've made up for Ethan then. He took me into touch. I'm not sure even if it were not come from me because he went backwards, but you know, it's one of them things. Yeah, new rule, no free play, so you might as well pick up that ball and just dive on it. Yeah.
Well, we've had all the RFL media releases. My inbox has been quite full this week, Ross. So we've got a meeting with Steve Ganson and some of the referees a week on Tuesday, where Steve Ganson's going to meet the media and talk about the new rule changes, which will be really interesting. And then, of course, we've got the Betfred Championship season launch, which will be taking place in York. So a couple of busy weeks for ourselves, those in the media, and players will be being asked for interviews, but it is the last tackle for the Bulls. They're up to halfway, a clean set of 6, and Joe Key's kick will turn around Dale Morton and Jacob Thomas, who eventually fields the ball from his own try line before he meets the defence of Liam Kirk and Elliot Minchella. And Liam Kirk's been taken out off the ball there by a Dewsbury player. He's running back into the Bradford defensive line. The officials missed that one. It's getting a little bit tasty out there as Danny Bingdian will meet James Green front on, and Matty Wildy and Connor Farrell both go for the legs. 2 championship talismen there. Robbie Ward tries to go through the gap and wins Dewsbury's first penalty late in the count on the 4th tackle, because Matty Wildy and Connor Farrell knocked back the 10 and not square. So 2 penalties to 1. But that is the visitors' first penalty of the evening, and we've had 16 minutes on the clock, and the Bulls are going to now have to do a bit of defending, Ross.
Yeah, it's one of them, you know. While they went in to take the legs to try to take the man off the lawn, and they looked into a quick bit of a sloppy look, and they got a penalty off back of it. I'm not that proud of the opinion, you know, we keep it all going to say.
The rain is still coming down hard and fast. It is a filthy night here in Bradford at Odsal Stadium, but it is the K2 Yorkshire Cup, and it is Bradford leading Dewsbury by 6 points to 0. Try from Elliot Minchella in the 5th minute, converted by Joe Keys, 1 from 1, and here we go. Dewsbury now inside the Bradford 20. Former Sheffield Eagles man of the year, Michael Knowles, plays the ball. It goes to Robbie Ward, to Heckford, to Imbigdian. Imbigdian's brought down 10 metres out, and the penalty count is 2 penalties apiece, because a Bradford player has taken out one of the Dewsbury Rams players in back play. Referee says he's gone without the ball. He's talking to Elliot Minchella there, Ross. Fair call?
I can see why he's giving it, you know, it's one of them, it's out for Mike, he's gone as his past it, you know, somewhere smells like it's one of them, you know, it's time for us to bind up on this, you see how we are on goal line here today.
So Dewsbury's best position of the match, and they're going to reach out and score, but it's a double movement. Oh my word. And Dewsbury, well, they're going to remonstrate with referee Marcus Griffiths. Michael Knowles there. He was brought down a metre short of the line, but he's dispromoted that right ball carrying arm over the line. The try will not count. And I think, Ross, even though there is a bit of dew, it's a bit lush out there, wet field, I think a double movement is a fair call.
Yeah, it was a massive double movement. You know, he's at the floor and he's trying to reach out and hold the ball, you know. I've done it myself, you can't help it sometimes, but you know, that can be a wake-up call for the boys now. We can't slack off, we can't get a bit sloppy, you know. Dewsbury in this game, it's a tight game, and yeah, we need to tighten stuff up a bit.
So Bradford, 8 metres shy of the halfway line, just past the 49 line, centre field. Matty Wildy to Mikey Wood. Mikey Wood brought down on the halfway line, on his back. John Keane obviously having 38 players to pick from. There's a bit of a move there between Keys, Minchella and Flanagan, who's just come on the field. So it's George Flanagan, his first touch of the ball resulting in error. And I've got to say, Ross, if Flanagan takes that, he's filled that gap, and he's one-on-one with Jacob Thomas. So a fine margin play that, and I don't think John Keir will be too disappointed.
It's a fine margin. You know, we've had a few sets on his line. It would have been nice, you know, see us get to his kick, but you know, it's one of them. If it comes off, it looks amazing. If it don't, you know, it's there ball. So you know, they're the rush attack. I just think these runs are getting a bit slow. You know, we need to tidy up these runs for Arden. You know, you're about 30, 40 second runs here. So yeah, I think it needs quickening up a bit from
Give Ross the whistle. Well, what started out to be a promising lively game has now become a bit fractured because Dewsbury, after having the scrum on the halfway line after George Flanagan's error, they've come up with an error and they've not been able to tackle number one as Cam Leeming's pass to Adam Ryder has been knocked on this main stand side, and once again Josh Rhys Evans getting in the face of their centre wing combination. So Joe Keys picks the ball up on the Bradford 40, and are we about to see Bradford give the ball a bit of width as Pickersgill goes on the run around behind Connor Farrell, who takes tackle number one. And let's give a big shout out to Hunslet Club Parkside, who defeated Featherstone Rovers earlier by 14 points to 10. I think me and Craig Harrison on the full 80 minutes this coming Thursday will name them the full 80 club of the week, the first award of the season. Wow, 14 points to 10, and let me tell you, Featherstone did impress many players. The war cry have come on your Bulls, going around Odsal. Once again, Mikey Wood not afraid to meet Dan in Bindi and head on. Here goes Manny Weldon once again, out of dummy, half banks, busting down the middle, busting going towards the line. Callum busting 20 metres, he's still going. Pick that 22 metres there from the bear. And Busting will play the ball 8 metres out. It's the last tackle. It goes from Milnes to Pickersgill. Pickersgill's kick has come off a leg, and Dewsbury, they will keep their line intact, although the referee has stopped the clock. The touch judge has come on. Dewsbury have a player down, and the referee, just a precautionary measure. I think it's cramped, nothing too serious, but wow, what an exciting run there from Callum Busting, Ross.
Yeah, you know, Busting's a lot like myself, big strong boy, carrying about 2 feet weight on the back, and you know, he's just going to inject that bit of excitement in the middle now, because yeah, hopefully he can turn the tide and help us break down this game.
Bulls Live, Bulls TV, Mick Gledall, Ross Peltier at Odsal Stadium. We've just gone past the 20-minute mark here, and it remains Bradford Bulls 6, Dewsbury Rams 0, after that early try to Elliot Minchella. And as we all know, Elliot Minchella, he was up with Ethan Ryan for 30-plus tries during the course of 2018, and he's already got that try last week against Halifax. And Dewsbury, they're not making any metres forward, so Bradford's defence once again suffocating the Rams, and they're going to have to be forced to kick in open play. Sykes goes straight down the front there of Pickersgill. Pickersgill reads that well, and here we go. Bradford looking to get metres out of the they're just shy halfway as it goes from Wildy to Farrell. Good metres made there on that left-hand edge. Second tackle gone. Matty Wildy back down the middle with Callum Busting. Busting takes 4 Dewsbury defenders out of that defensive line. So Rowan Milnes and Joe Keys will walk as Hurries either side. And here we go, Keys towards his right-hand edge, towards Minchella. Minchella's inside pass to Pickersgill has been coughed up, it's gone in the air, and it's picked up there by Dale Morton, and he will get a quick play the ball in for the Dewsbury Rams. So Ross once again, Bulls is perhaps trying a little bit too much fancy flair stuff.
Yeah, same play again, that's my ball, you know. I can't knock the boy for trying something different because I'm a person.
Exchange with you.
Yeah, conditions maybe not the one. Yeah, it's one of them, you know. I think the boys know the try something and they'll get back in the day, so yeah.
Well, Robbie Ward knocked the ball on, but the referee is going to say Connor Farrell did promote it forward first. So Connor Farrell and referee Marcus Griffiths just having a gentleman's conversation there on the Dewsbury 30-metre line. But for those listening and not being able to watch it, Ross, if that pass sticks, that pass from Minchella to Pickersgill, that whole play sees Pickersgill in, and that's going to be on the highlight reel for years to come.
Yeah, listen, I've seen it so many times in training, you know, Pick's got straight through in the 6 in training. When it works, it comes up brilliant, but you know, in these wet conditions, you know, it's a hard play to execute. And, you know, it's a pre-season game, so the boys might as well find tune and you know, great defence from the boys again. You know, we're really getting into the face of rugby. It could be one of them games, really. Yeah, it's a tough one.
Well, while Ross was giving us some excellent opinion comments, Dewsbury have lost the ball on the far stand side as one Walsall appeared to knock it on in front of Ross Oakes and Ethan Ryan, but the referee's going to say once again it has touched a Bradford arm, so that's got the crowd a little bit frustrated, but it will be another scrum to Dewsbury inside their own half on their own 30-metre line. So let's see what Paul Sykes can do on this play as they once again come down the middle. And got to say, it's hungry workman-like Bradford Bulls defence, not giving the Dewsbury Rams an inch in this K2 Yorkshire Cup semi-final. We've had 24 minutes gone on the clock, 6-0. The Bradford Bulls lead, and here we go. Robbie Ward out of dummy half. He will find Andy Gabriel. Gabriel is going to be pushed back inside the Dewsbury half, and that's good scrambling defence from the Bulls there. As first of all it was busting, then Kirk coming with Connor Farrell. Really impressed with Connor Farrell's work rate in defence. Spoke to John Keir after he made his debut against York, and he says that's the reason we signed him. And now Dewsbury have come up with their 7th error in this first half, and that was a sloppy ball from Ward to Heckford, and that will see Bradford pack the scrum now on their own 40-metre line. So Ross is just perhaps getting a little bit scrappy for the purists, but it's 6-0 still to the Bulls, 15 minutes to half-time.
Yeah, it's one of them, you know, look at the conditions. It's what you expect of the conditions. I just want the boys now really to turn the screw on Dewsbury, because, you know, we're giving them so many opportunities to get in our half, so many opportunities to get in our good ball, you know, just trying these flair plays. And, you know, they're coughing it up simply. So honestly, is just turn the screw, be a bit more disciplined, and, you know, get in there and really working on it. So yeah, hopefully the boys just time to come in.
Callum Busting on tackle number 1 from the scrum. He will carry in just 5 metres inside the Dewsbury half. Callum Busting gets him a little bit gingerly. Must have been a little bit of pain in back play as Callum Busting. On will come the Bulls physio. Play continues. Referee Marcus Griffiths thought about stopping the clock there, but he's going to allow Rowan Mills to go through the line. Mills is away, but he's brought down by Sykes. Sykes all over Rowan Mills. Could have been penalised. Bradford inside the Dewsbury 20. It's going to go to Mikey Wood. Mikey Wood on a barnstorming run, and that's the 5th and last tackle. Callum Busting is down. He is visibly hurt as it goes towards Minchella. Minchella on the last tackle. The ball's been knocked forward, and that play will come to nothing. And referee Marcus Griffiths now will stop the clock because the stretcher's coming on for Callum Busting. And I've got to say, Ross, we don't like to see this. Callum Busting grimacing in pain there. It doesn't look good.
Nah, it doesn't look good. Hopefully for Cal it's not serious and just a slight knock that won't have about long. You know, we've got his injuries this year. It's front rows, you know, me and Steve are out, but Steve should be back soon. But you know, yeah, I feel for Buster. Hopefully it's not nothing serious, because you know it's not nice. I'm in this position right now with a long injury, and yeah, it's not what you need. But like I said, Trey's coming on, another big strong boy who can play. And, you know, he's earned himself a 1-year deal, so it's time for him to enjoy his rugby now. And yeah, hopefully for Buster it's not serious.
Well, there's just going to be a halt in play here while the Bradford Bulls doctor and physio just attend to Callum Busting, who is in a lot of pain, and Trey O'Sullivan about to come on wearing 18. And if you watch the interview on Bulls TV with John Keir that went up in the days leading into the 2 games this weekend, he was pleasantly surprised, Ross. John Keir was genuinely, presently surprised with Trey O'Sullivan's contribution in that win over Halifax, because he was originally going to be signed to just play a bit of reserve grade footy, but John Keir's seen something. Perhaps he can do a bit more in the championship.
So, you know, I remember Trey. I played against him from when I had days at Keighley and he was at Coventry. You know, he's quite younger than me, but you know, he's got everything that he needs, you know, to become a success at the club. You know, he's big, he's strong, he's mobile, he's fast. You know, he keeps up with me at gym, so you know, he's got all he needs. And yeah, I'm excited to see him do well. You know, if I can give him some gems of knowledge about my time in the game so far, hopefully I can help him progress. But yeah, You know, he's a talent. He hasn't maybe had his chance at Batley. He hasn't really had his chance at Keighley. So hopefully he can find a home here at Bradford now and just excel. And I think his game time here will just help him step up a level. And I think we've got the environment. I think John's the right coach for him right now to help him progress. You know, because John's done a lot for me right now, and I feel like I become a lot better player under John. And I know he'll do the same for Trey. And you know, it's exciting times for the kid because he's a big, strong boy, and I think all the fans will love him.
Callum Bustin is going to leave the field on this stretcher, not a sight that anyone wants to see. He'll receive a round of applause from the Odsal faithful here. Around about 2,000 supporters inside Odsal this evening. The Callum Bustin looks in a lot of pain, and we wish Callum Bustin the very best of luck. Hopefully nothing too serious.
Yeah, it's just about 10 people having to carry that stretcher with Buster. He's a big boy. I think they'll have to call a bit of extra helping for that one.
Hopefully we'll get an update from John Keir at full time on the situation with Callum Bustin, but with Ross Peltier and Steve Crossley currently out, although Steve Crossley could potentially feature a week on Friday here in the Transatlantic Cup when Toronto Wolfpack are in town. And speaking of Toronto Wolfpack, if you've not watched the full 80 minutes this week with myself and Craig Harrison, that is on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. We had Brian Noble on, and certainly Brian Noble looking forward to bringing Toronto here to Odsal with former Bradford Bulls great Brian McDermott. So the penalty count now at 3 penalties apiece because Dewsbury have just picked up the intensity. Quick play the ball, as Sykes knows how he can do it, Ross. He knows how to play the situation, and they've won a penalty 15 metres shy of halfway on their own 35-metre line.
Yeah, my problem is with that, this whole first half, you know, Dewsbury have been trying to slow the play the ball down, you know, trying to slow us down the best they can. And, you know, we apply the same tactics and we're getting pinged for it straight away. So, you know, it's a bit of a funny one for me, a bit uncalled for, yeah.
So 3 penalties apiece, 6 in total. We've got 13 minutes to go to half-time on the clock, and on Bulls Live, Bulls TV, it's still that 5th minute try to Elliot Minchella the difference. 6-0 to the Bradford Bulls, but here come the Rams. Ingbignian's brought down in a free-man tackle. Trey O'Sullivan making a huge impression. Early doors out of defence as Michael Knowles will run the ball in towards James Green, who wraps him up. Aided and abetted there by Mikey Wood as the Rams towards Sykes. Sykes to Thomas. Thomas wrapped up on the last tackle. Dewsbury 12 metres away from that Bradford line as the kick comes in out of dummy half, but that's great positioning there from Brandon Pickersgill, and Pickersgill will take the tackle 5 metres out from the Dewsbury line, and here we go. Paul Sykes, well, he's quickly turning to villain for the Bradford faithful because he's just stolen the ball there, Ross, and I've got to say, the referee, to his credit, he realised that he was being conned there, and Pickersgill wins Bradford's 4th penalty.
He looked reluctant to give it, you know. Dewsbury trying to slow the ball down, you know, stop us playing quick, really. And, you know, they're doing it quite effectively sometimes, but yeah, that would have been outrageous there, you know, just all over.
So Bradford, they've advanced 15 metres as Evan Hodson has come back out there, so he will make his first appearance this season at Odsal. And he's appealing for a penalty there as Josh Ricketts had his arm trapped in the tackle. So 3rd tackle gone here for the Bradford Bulls. 5 metres shy of the halfway line. Mally Wilde to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan hits hard. He looks for an offload and he'll play the ball inside the Dewsbury half on the 4th tackle. They're going to come back down the middle channel now with Evan Hodson. Hodson makes 10 metres forward. Hodson wraps up on the 5th and last, 38 metres away as it goes to Keys. Keys, a high hanging kick. Minchella chasing, looking to put pressure on Morton. Morton takes it well, but Morton immediately smothered there by Minchella and Rhys Evans. And I think Rhys Evans has already set his stall out and what he's about. Great defence, Ross.
Yeah, you know, he's a great defensive player, and yeah, he's great with the ball in hand. You know, all them Super League games under his belt, internationals, World Cups. You know, he's nothing but a great addition to the squad, really.
Well, Brorency now moving away from the wing, doing a stint in the second row. loses the ball, and the referee's going to say he's just put the ball on the floor. It's not a knock on. They're just going to let Dewsbury continue, and now the ball's come loose in the tackle, and it's a penalty. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. I know it's the pre-season, Ross, but come on, you can't just put the ball on the floor.
Listen, I'm not a player, so I can't really say too much, but Rob Honest, he's just put the ball on the floor, not even attempted to play it, just slammed it on the floor and walked off. And then he's given ball steal when no one was even near the ball. So, like I said, I think the penalties have become a little bit unfair with how messy Dewsbury's rucks are and, how little penalties they're getting. But, yeah, we're getting pinged for anything else. But, the boys will do it up. It's no drama, so, yeah.
Well, it's a bit like catchphrase, call what you say, and yeah, I'm speechless. Well, it's not just the players blowing off the cobwebs and working out the Christmas and Boxing Day dinners. Give a lot of respect to the officials, because without the officials we wouldn't have a game, but I'd love to see that again on the slow-mo. But here we are, 4 penalties apiece, and Dewsbury now 10 metres away from the Bradford line. It goes to Sykes. Sykes with a flat-looking pass towards Tobias Richardson. Missed by the officials. Dewsbury have the momentum. Sykes throws the dummy. Sykes towards the line. Conor Farrell wraps him up at the side along with Trey O'Sullivan. This is the last tackle for the Rams. There's just bodies everywhere, and Dewsbury, the kick has come in from Lewis Heckford, and it comes to note. Bradford's defensive resilience on top. 8 minutes to half-time in this K2 Yorkshire Cup semi-final. Bradford Bulls 6, Dewsbury Rams 0.
Yeah, it's become a bit of a scrappy game with all these penalties and all these hooks, but, great goal line D from the boys. Suspect looking for one pass, but, it's not been given. George is on the pitch now, getting out round ruck, so, yeah, expect the game to liven up now.
George Flanagan making 20 metres forward. Now he goes Rhys Evans. Bradford have a roll on. The wrestling that ascendancy from the visitors. Rhys Evans could have won a penalty there. Joe Keys takes aim. Thought about the 40-20, but it's gone straight down the throat of Dale Morton. And because it's Milnes and Keys this evening, that means it'll be Chisholm and Lilly tomorrow at the John Smith Stadium. And a game you can watch and listen to on Bulls Live, Bulls TV, as Dewsbury now come up and over the halfway line. And you suspect this game of chess, which it appears to have descended into, who's going to make the killer move, who's going to take the king or the queen, because Dewsbury, once again, asking tough questions of this Bradford defensive line as Inbignian comes onto a fast ball. Minchella races out of that defensive line with George Flanagan. They're hunting in the ones and the twos. Here goes Tobias Richardson. He's 15 metres out from the Bradford line, centre field. It is the 5th and last tackle. Sykes has ball in hand. Pepper's one behind towards Pickersgill. Pickersgill will take that one, and he's caught on the shoulder there, and he's rolled on his back. And Bradford will play the ball on tackle number 1, 10 metres away from their own try line. So let's see what John Keir's side have on this set of 6. As we said, energy sapping stuff, attritional stuff. We've not had a couple of errors in broken play now for a few minutes now, so it's certainly going to be taking the fuel out of the tank as Evan Hodson takes tackle number 3. 15 metres short of halfway on the Bradford 35 as it goes towards Rhys Evans. Evans brought down now on the last tackle. Just a metre shy of halfway. It's going to go from Flanagan to Keys. Keys 5 metres inside his own half. Will put that one up towards the floodlights in the far corner. And once again, Jacob Thomas, the Dewsbury Rams fullback. A lot of admiration for him in this first half, Ross. He's done all right.
Yeah, he's done all right. He's positioned himself well. He got on the Keys' his hard kick there. Haven't really made a step wrong. So yeah, good game from him so far.
Dewsbury looking to evade a Trey O'Sullivan tackle. He really did race out of that defensive line. If there's a collision there, that one might register on the Richter scale. And here he goes again, Trey O'Sullivan. Well, he's certainly enjoying his rugby league here under John Keir at the Bradford Bulls. And Dewsbury, perhaps have they got a score in them before half-time as Ryder goes down the middle. Ryder's away. Sykes in support. They have a try. They're going in underneath the sticks. And it is going to be 6 points to 4. The kick to come. And in the blink of an eye, the Dewsbury Rams, they've gone for the first try, and it's 6-4.
Yeah, you know, it's one of them things like we said before the game, you know, Dewsbury, a big strong boy, Adam Ryder, you know, former Keighley player. He's a very, very big man, you know. He's come back against the grain, you know, on a bit of a corners play. Quarters, middles, napping, really, you know. It's a good break from him, and he had the support from Sykes in the middle, you know. I think that just comes from us not being disciplined enough, not playing the field position enough, you know. We kind of, with the penalties that have come, mistakes that have come, you know, we kind of started having to play out of his own half and not playing in their half enough. And, you know, Dewsbury have had that many chances, you know, they're bound to take one. And, you know, it's a great break from Adam Ryder and with the backup from Paul Sykes. And, you know, this game on, you know, probably 6-6 because they kicked so close to the post. And, yeah, I think the boys have just got to get a grip of their game, really. Win these rucks again and just, you know, assert as dominance over this game. So, yeah, it'll be a very interesting second half.
Got to say, Brandon Pickersgill in a virtually impossible position there, Ross, because from 40 metres out, you've got Adam Ryder charging towards the line, and you've got Paul Sykes on the outside. You told her, I remember playing for Undercliff under-10s, you go to the man with the ball and you hope that the pass, you try your best to disrupt it, but unfortunately for Brandon Pickersgill, he was in a pretty impossible situation to stop that try.
Yeah, you know, it's a 2-on-1, 10 metres out from the line. You know, 9 times out of 10, any team's going to finish it, no matter who the fullback is. You know, Pick were unlucky there. You know, I think he went to go and disrupt Adam Ryder on his pass because he thought he might go himself. You know, because he's such a big lad. But you know, he's giving it to Sykes here. You know, Rickett's nearly caught Paul Sykes on the covering tackle, but you know, it's one of them. They've created a 2-on-1. They scored it out. So yeah, you know, it's time for the boys to pull the socks up and get back in this game and dig in.
Paul Sykes' conversion to his try. Dewsbury Rams 6, Bradford Bulls 6 in this K2 Yorkshire Cup semi-final at Odsal Stadium. We've got 3 minutes to go to half-time. Ross, do you think it was a factor because we went over half an hour without any scores? Both sides were getting a little bit comfortable.
Yeah, I think, you know, Dewsbury got a few easy penalties. You know, we give the ball up around the 50 mark. You know, that's not where you want to be giving the ball up. You want to be turning the ball over on their 20, on their 10. You know, a few kicks they fielded on the full and got an half chance off the fullback or the winger. You know, I think we've invited them into this game, and you know, they've got the tails up a bit and started running hard, and you know, that's what happens off the back of tough running. You know, you create chances, and that's what they've created there.
So Dewsbury Rams on the restart. They're up to halfway. Rob Warrency, man with ball, and out of dummy half. They're going to try and make some cheap meters as Sam Day's looking to direct the traffic. Lewis Heckford calling for the ball in centre field. Instead, it's the fullback Jacob Thomas, who has really done nothing wrong, and he'll be brought down on the last tackle, 20 metres out. And here's that man again, Paul Sykes. He's orchestrating the movement as the Bradford fullback, Brandon Pickersgill, leaps like a salmon going upstream, takes that under difficult pressure from those red and black shirted Dewsbury Ram players. And as we said, filthy conditions. You're contending with that Dewsbury defence, the wind and the rain that hasn't stopped in this first half here. The filthy night at Odsal, and 6 points apiece. A very fair reflection of where this game has gone. Matty Wilde probably will be coming on in that second half, but George Flanagan there just to O'Sullivan after Hodgson had got to his feet and played the ball. O'Sullivan's brought down on the last tackle. Bradford up to halfway in Bigdy and Adam Ryder, who created Dewsbury's first points. As the ball goes from Flanagan and Keys will turn Warrency around, so he'll run from the South Bank stand up to the Dewsbury 20 before he meets Milnes and Green. And James Green, Ross, wow, he's been out there from minute 1 to minute 38, although James Green now going to be penalised for not releasing the Dewsbury man. So 5 for the penalty count. And this all comes, Ross, from the reduction in interchanges. It's gone from 10 to 8. That means everybody's going to have to do more minutes on the field.
Yeah, everyone's going to have to do more minutes on the field, but I think, you know, players like Greeny, Mikey Ward, Kirky, their middles will do very, very, very long minutes, you know. And, you know, Greeny's showing testament to me there. I know he got a penalty there, but you know, he's out there all day, puts up unreal stats, you know. For me, someone who plays around 20 minutes or half, you know, I take my off to boys like Greeny because they put an absolute shift in and they've got some right engines.
So Dewsbury's 5th penalty of the evening. We've got 60 seconds remaining on the clock. Tom Garrett, who's just come on, also Jack Ray, he'll get to his feet and he'll play the ball. And here come the Dewsbury Rams. They're going to probably ask one last question of this Bradford Bulls defence as it goes towards Heckford. Heckford towards Imbignian. Imbignian races into that Bradford Bulls defensive line and is going to be brought down 12 metres out. We've got 30 seconds remaining. Dewsbury have a couple of tackles remaining on this set of 6. Paul Sykes along the line towards Lucas Walshaw. Walshaw's going to be brought down on the last tackle, just to the right hand side of the post, 2 metres out. Sykes back on the 10, kick through towards the Bradford Bulls line, and it's Lewis Heckford underneath the sticks. He latches onto the ball, which was in the Bradford in goal area, and Dewsbury Rams, they're going to finish this first half with 2 quick fire tries, and they've turned a 6-0 deficit into a 10-6 lead as the hooter sounds. In the background, the Bulls are shocked.
Listen, it's one of the things, like I said, I said we need to, get back on top, get the field position underhand, and that's not what we've done. That's what Dewsbury have done. We kick. It's got Gavin, Rob Warrenson taking up to the 20, getting a penalty. The kicking and the playing in our 15. That's building pressure on us, and that's what we need to do. But credit to Dewsbury. This back in the second half, they started to run hard and they started to gain field position. They've grown in confidence, and that's what's going to come. I think that's come from us not really winning the rucks, and we've kind of lost it in the middle there, really. And that's what's going to happen. But John will have a word with the boys, and it'll turn around in the second half.
Paul Sykes then. The orchestrator there, the chief architect, he realised Brandon Pickersgill out of position. Sykes then from in front of the post. The Hooters already gone, and Dewsbury Rams at half-time in this K2 Yorkshire Cup semi-final lead the Bradford Bulls by 12 points to 6. Sykes with the try after that break from Adam Ryder, and as we've just seen there, Sykes on the last tackle with seconds remaining, perfectly weighted kick into the in-goal area, and it was touched down by 11, the last of which was way back in 1989 when Brexit was a distant memory. Featherstone 14, Bradford Northern 20, it was at Headingley that afternoon. So Dewsbury, they'll have first use of the ball, and similar situation to what we saw last week with Halifax, perhaps nearly coming up with an error on the first set of the second half. Dewsbury fortuitously palming the ball back towards their own line, and they've recovered the ball now. Ross Peltier will be joining us shortly. He's just been on the pitch at half-time doing the half-time draw, but it is Bulls Live and Bulls TV, and it is Bradford 6, Dewsbury 12. Minchella opened the scoring for the Bulls in the 5th minute after once again another delayed cut-out pass from Keys, but twice in the final 4 minutes of that first half, the Rams struck gold and turned the Bulls around, and here come Dewsbury now. It's Paul Sykes. Paul Sykes has kicked a 40-20. It just went over the head of Pickersgill. Bit of a boomerang kick along this main stand touchline, and it's going to be quickly tapped by Lucas Walshaw. Walshaw's brought down 4 metres out from that Bradford line to the right-hand side of the post. The Rams looking to go back to back almost, but he's just lost his foot in there. Heckford, and Lewis Heckford's brought down on the second tackle. In at dummy half will go Richardson. Richardson to Sykes. Sykes to Imbignian. To Warrency. Warrency, left of centre, brought down, and that's the third tackle gone here now for the Dewsbury Rams. 10 metres out. It goes to Garrett, to Sykes. Sykes out to Warrency on this right-hand edge. Warrency can't get past Farrell and Oakes, and he's wrapped up, and he's lost 5 metres, and on the fourth tackle, Dewsbury are 15 out from the Bradford line. Sykes in at dummy half to Leeming. Cam Leeming on the last tackle. 10 metres out. This Bradford Bulls resilience in defence here, keeping the visitors at bay. As Sykes' kick, it's come off the legs of Conor Farrell, and Farrell will race forward, and he'll play the ball 5 metres in from that right-hand edge. I beg your pardon. Ross Oakes also in there with Farrell. Goes back to Hodson in centre field. Third tackle gone. Bradford just coming down the middle now with Evans. And Evans is brought down 5 metres shy of the halfway line. Good intensity to this one at the start of the second half as Flanagan gives it to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan's on the last tackle, 45 metres away from that Dewsbury line. Keys looks up, looks to pierce the kick between Warrancy and Thomas. Warrancy, the fastest to react, and he's immediately brought down there in a two-man tackle by Ethan Ryan and Ross Oakes on this near stand side. So 25 metres out from their own try line. And you might hear the door, the gantry door in the background just banging ever so slightly. The wind that strong, that powerful this evening at Odsal, as we said, a filthy evening. Sam Day, out of dummy half, has lost the ball. Referee will say scrum, head and feed to the Bradford Bulls, and that was great defence there from Rhys Evans. He really did put his body on the line, so too with Evan Hodgson. And it will be scrum, head and feed to the Bradford Bulls and John Keir's side. And if you're just joining us, we'll go quickly through the sides once again. Fullback was Brandon Pickersgill, wing three quarter line Ethan Ryan, Ross Oakes, Rhys Evans and Josh Rickett. The halfback partnership, Rowan Milnes and Joe Keys. Forwards, Liam Kirk, Mary Wildy, James Green, Conor Farrell, Elliot Minchella and Mikey Warden. On the interchange bench, Callum Bustin, George Flanagan, Evan Hodgson, Trey O'Sullivan, Kobe Green, Eben Skur and Elliot Culling. Green, Skur and Culling yet to come on this evening, but if they do come on, they will make their Bradford Bulls debuts under the watchful eyes of John Keir. And let's not forget about that first half injury to Callum Bustin. We'll get a full explanation and diagnosis from John Keir at full time in the press conference, and that was George Flanagan at his menacing best, straight down the front of the Dewsbury Rams defence, wins a penalty for a high tackle. So Bradford, 20 metres out from the Dewsbury line, a full set of 6, looking to level the scores up as Brandon Pickersgill goes on a mazy run towards the line. He's brought down 2 metres out. Flanagan out of dummy half. It's going to go along the line. Evans is over. Rhys Evans opens the scoring for the Bradford Bulls at the start of this second half. And Dewsbury just couldn't contain with the speed of the play the ball, and then the zip and zoom from Flanagan, Keys and Evans. Scores in the corner, 10 metres in from the far stand side, and we could be about to be all locked up. And there's no one more deserving than Rhys Evans, Ross Peltier.
Yeah, I seen it like running up steps coming back into the box. I'm a bit out of breath, but great start to our front boys. I think John will put a bit of a rocket up them.
We'll let you get your breath back, Ross. I know what it's like running up steps. But it is going to be Joe Keys to attempt the conversion attempt. 20 metres out, 10 metres in from the far stand side. And it was right in that far corner. And there was nothing that Warrancy or Leeming could do about it. It was just the speed of the quick play of the ball and Dewsbury's defence scrambling back, and that was on the back of George Flanagan, who won that penalty from that run down the middle. Anything Manny Wildy can do, the old stager can do himself. Joe Keys, pressure on the kick. A crucial extra 2 points coming up here for the Bulls. That one sails between the posts. It's Bulls Live, Bulls TV. We've had 7 minutes gone in this second half. 33 minutes remain at Odsal in this K2 Yorkshire Cup semi-final. And it's Bradford Bulls 12, Dewsbury Rams 12. I think we've got a game on us hands, Ross.
Yeah, we've got a game on us hands. Like I said, we controlled that first 20 minutes. We kind of slipped off, let Dewsbury come back into the game, and these are big, strong boys. If you let them run at it, they'll make stuff happen. But, I think we've learned from that first half, and we'll be a lot better this second half, I feel.
Just how much of a test the players going to get out there tonight? Because we saw it last week against Halifax, Ross, a big physical side. Perhaps you could argue that this Dewsbury Rams side is even more big and even more physical and even more imposing. This is, no disrespect to Lee Greenwood and the Dewsbury Rams, but this is your typical nitty-gritty championship side.
Yeah, it's your typical nitty-gritty championship side. They've got pretty much everyone they can out there, and these Yorkshire Cup games, they are not no friendlies. You know, everybody wants to get that edge over people going into the season. You know, winning in pre-season builds a good momentum going into the season. And, you know, I think, you know, we've split our squad in half. You know, we've got no Jimmy Magdin, we've got a few players not out, no Cheese, no Lily. You know, we've got players left, so another great while he's gone through there.
Bradford are going in again. It's Elliot Mitchell on the support after taking the pass from Pickersgill. It was Pickersgill's break down the middle. The move started on the halfway line, and anything Dewsbury can do, the Bulls can do, and then some. A wonderful try. Mitchell with his second of the evening at Odsal Stadium, and that has lit up this game.
Yeah, you know, great work from the boys, you know, as I was talking, but yeah, great work from Wildy, you know, Pickers, Minnie will finish anything, you know, it's just good rugby. And I think that's what we're going to do in the second half, you know, we're going to get back to playing on our terms, playing our game, and yeah, we can produce magic like that from anywhere on pitch.
And those two quick fire tries from the Bulls has stoked a reaction from Lee Greenwood, because a trio of interchanges will come on. On will come Michael Knowles, Robbie Ward and Jack Ray. So Lee Greenwood has seen enough perhaps to be worried that this game could be going away from the Dewsbury Rams, but the Bradford Bulls, two delightful on the eye tries, and they've come within 90 seconds of each other. Michella's second of this Yorkshire Cup semi-final, and the Bulls, could they be on the way to face Yorkshire Batley next Sunday? Keys from in front, no mistake, it is the Bradford Bulls 18, Dewsbury Rams 12. We've had 48 minutes on the clock here at Odsal Stadium, and wow, Evans, the catalyst.
Give it up for number 6, Rowan Mills.
So Paul Sykes on the halfway line. Dewsbury have been hit by a shock, and that was all on the back of that Paul Sykes 40-20 to start this second half, and Bradford keeping Dewsbury out. That could be a pivotal moment, Ross.
Yeah, you know, we say defence wins games, and that was a great day by the boys. You know, we've come up with a bit of a mistake off the kick-off. But yeah, like you say, defence can win you games, and we'll have to D up again now. Dewsbury, no doubt, put it to the test.
Josh Rickett there coming up with an error. One tackle into the restart, and it was those two players who've just come on, Robbie Ward and Jack Ray, just putting a bit of pressure on Josh Rickett as he took the tackle, and the referee Marcus Griffiths just having a word with Manny Wildy. Something's been said, and it will now be a scrum head and feet to Dewsbury, and Dewsbury chasing the game. Still half an hour to go here at Odsal, but certainly a bright start from John Keir's side. So from the scrum, Robbie Ward goes down the middle to Ray. Jack Ray brought down in a two-man tackle. Hodson in defence. So to James Green. Goes to Knowles. Knowles towards Garrett. Garrett's brought down. 5 metres away from that Bradford line in that far stand corner. They're going to move the ball lateral, back into centre field towards Sykes. Sykes sucks in the defence, goes back to Walshaw. Walshaw's upended and dumped on the turf. And the tackle remains for the Rams after this, as Michael Knowles with a black scrum card goes head first into the red, amber and black unmovable wall, and is brought down on the last tackle 5 metres out. It goes from Robbie Ward towards Mbindian. Mbindian's brought down on the last. And this Bradford Bulls defence, Ross, we talked about the attack, and a lot of people last season would have been looking at those 265 tries scored, but the Bulls only conceded 77, and this redoubtable, unbreakable Bulls defence standing firm here in the pre-season 2019.
Yeah, I think people have got a taste of the attitude and how we approach games, and you know, we do a lot of work on goal line day. John talks a lot about the attitude in defence. You know, we've got to enjoy defending as much as attacking, and I think you're starting to see that come out of us this year.
And before anyone asks, does the 77 tries conceded last season include the 10 tries that were conceded at Warrington? Yes, it does. So if you take them out of that equation, 67 tries conceded in the league. Here goes George Flanagan out of dummy half, giving Bradford a pick-me-up after having their medal tested in defence. Bradford on their own 30-metre line. On tackle number 4 as it goes back down the middle with Green. Green's going to be brought down by Ward. And Bradford, well, you suspect the purring here. We've had 12 and a half minutes gone in the second half. The kick's going to come in there from Mills on that right-hand edge. And here we go, straight down towards Jacob Thomas, who returns it up to his own 30-metre line. And George Flanagan now is adjudged to have done something in the tackle there, Ross. And referee Marcus Griffiths says Flanagan's penalised for laying on. Penalty count, 6 penalties apiece.
Listen, that ruck was no slower than the past 3 that we've had there, where Dewsbury have laid on and slowed it down. We've done the exact same and we've been pinned for it. I can't really see where, I think it needs fairing up. This ruck speed is ridiculous. Dewsbury getting a lot more time on the floor than we've been allowed, really. So we can't really slow the game down. They can go on and kind of slow it down.
Dewsbury, though, have come up with the ball. Perhaps that was justice served, because it was Andy Gabriel who lost the ball. Minchella has picked the ball up, and Minchella now has been felled. Sykes calls the referee straight over, and Elliot Minchella is down on the floor in a lot of pain, and the referee has stopped the clock. And the last thing John Keir wants to do now, Ross, is lose Callum Busting and Elliot Minchella to lengthy injuries.
Yeah, it's not what we need. I think we're in there. I think it was a bit of a crucial tackle. He was sat up, and then the 2 defenders applied weight. They always hurt. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. He's up, so I think it'll be a bit of soreness in back, really. But yeah, I think the referee needs to look at cleaning the rucks up on both sides. Because we're trying to play quick, expansive rugby. Dewsbury are trying their best to stop us doing that. But yeah, we're struggling to control the ruck, because when we're trying to hold them down, we get a ping for it left, right, and centre. So yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, the referee is going to send Dewsbury down to 12 men. It was a crusher tackle. Michael Knowles, is it, wearing 12? It's Paul Sykes, in fact, who sent to the sin bin, the former Bradford man. And the touch judge from the far stand side, Ross, he's come on, James Butterfield, the touch judge, and he has called it, as you've seen it, Paul Sykes, a crusher tackle on Elliot Minchella, who thankfully is back to his feet, and Dewsbury now are down to 12 men. This could be a costly period for the Rams, but credit to the officials protecting the players.
Yeah, one of the things, when a player's sat up there, he's in a very vulnerable position, and you've got to do your best not to apply weight to the back of the neck, because it could be very dangerous for him. Markers there, George has got 2 markers, not square, I think they've pinned, but I think the boys are really trying to play quick and trying to get a roll on.
Connor Farrell, ball in hand for the Bulls. 44 metres out from that Dewsbury line, left of centre field. Flanagan appealing for a penalty, goes down the right-hand edge with Kirk, and Kirk is just left to centre as they come towards his main stand side. Farrell with a half break, sucks in the defence, back to Mills, an impossible offload from Mills to Pickersgill. Pickersgill's inside the Dewsbury 20. The referee's fallen down in back play. Ironic cheers from the Bulls faithful. It's the last tackle. The kick comes in from Matty Wilde, who's now in the halves with Joe Keys off the field. So John Keir getting a look at Wilde and Mills in the second half. And the scoreboard remains at Odsal, with Dewsbury working the ball out from their own line in this K2 Yorkshire Cup semi-final. Bradford 18, Dewsbury 12. It's certainly been a worthwhile run out thus far. 55 minutes gone.
Yeah, every game in these West Yorkshire derbies are going to be purposeful. They mean a lot to the lads. A lot of lads know each other, Like I say, it gets you in that mood for the season, having a good pre-season, getting a roll on, breeds that into the season, and I think, the boys have been showing some good stuff out here.
Dewsbury on the last tackle without their talisman, the pivot Paul Sykes. He's in the bin for a crusher tackle on Elliot Minchella, and the kick there from Lewis Heckford has put a little bit too much on it. It's gone dead in goal. It's going to be a 7-tackle set for the Bradford Bulls, and the referee has just halted play here. He's counting the Dewsbury defenders and he's making sure everything's okay. And I'm counting 12 there, Ross, and now James Green's going to get a bit of attention from the Bradford physio. And the touch judge coming on again from the far stand side. So perhaps something seen, but
bit of a strange one counting men. Ethan went for the quick tap, to get the game going quickly, and he stopped play to count men. So yeah, strange one.
Well, I've just counted them, and there's 12 red and black shirted Dewsbury defenders out there. Bradford, 7 tackles set. They're on their own 40-metre line, 60 metres away from that Dewsbury line. A killer, crucial 4th try here for the Bulls this evening. That could be enough, one suspects. It points at a premium. A dangerous lift and throw there on young Rowan Milnes, was it? Ross Oakes, I beg your pardon. And on come the touch judges again. And, well, Ross, Marcus Griffiths has already shown that he wants to keep control of the game with sending Sykes to the sin bin. He's just going to give Bradford another penalty here on halfway, but those can be dangerous.
Yeah, they can be dangerous. I think it shows Dewsbury trying the best to stop us quick in play with all they can. Oakes with a great carry, big strong boy, and they've ended up tipping him when he's still in the tackle. So yeah, I think it's just Dewsbury desperate to stop us trying to play quick, and I think the referee's got to clean up these rucks a bit more.
Bradford have had the last 4 penalties now. They lead the count 9-6. And they're 30 metres away from that Dewsbury Rams try line. We're fast approaching the hour mark here at a blustery Odsal Stadium. The rain has just held up now, but the wind still affecting its full force on proceedings. Flanagan out of dummy half, takes on that Dewsbury defence. He's brought down 10 metres out, right of centre field. They're going to go across the face of the post. Wilde to Kirk. Kirk towards the line, caught in a waltz, a tailspin. He's brought down 2 metres out on the last tackle. Bradford with Milnes, passes off the floor to Pickersgill. Pickersgill's gone without the ball. Bradford had numbers if they could shift it towards this main stand side with Oakes and Ryan available. But once again, Bradford just a little bit flat on that last.
Yeah, a few scrappy rucks there, that could have been pinged. As well, some 9 speed there to get to Rowan, good pressure from Dewsbury. Rowan had the nance to get a quick tip on, but it just didn't quite go on. So unlucky there, but we've turned it over in there 20. That's where you want to be turning the ball over.
Jody Sharif about to get his first taste of the second half for Lee Greenwood and his side. Evan Hodson also about to come back on. Dewsbury then on their own 40-metre line. Robbie Ward in at dummy half to Morton. Morton to Harrison. And Harrison's going to be brought down just short of the halfway line. And Dewsbury are going to kick early in the count, looking to perhaps outsmart Brandon Pickersgill. But Pickersgill will return the ball from his own 20-metre line for a 5-metre gain. In at dummy half is Milnes. Milnes to Ethan Ryan. Certainly not an evening for the wingers. It's nearly every play going down the middle channel, as Warren said. And Sharif getting that 2-man tackle. Milnes to Kirk. Kirk's on the halfway line. Flanagan now in at dummy half on tackle number 4. Flanagan with a dummy to Milnes. Milnes to Oakes. Oakes, quick fire pass to Ethan Ryan. Ryan back to Milnes. Milnes is being touched by a Dewsbury defender. The referee will give head and feet to Dewsbury, but he's going to say the Dewsbury man was facing his own line. But wow, Ross Oakes, that was instinct, homegrown instinct that unleashed Ethan Ryan on a 30-metre run down this main stand side. The referee, though, will say there was a forward pass or a knock-on from Milnes, I believe, in that play, and it will be a scrum 15 metres out from their own line to the Rams. 18-12, the Bulls lead. 60 minutes gone, 20 minutes remaining in this K2 Yorkshire Cup semi-final.
Yeah, it was a smart play from the boys, took a short side. We're always dangerous when we take them short sides. But it was a great play from the Dewsbury defender, because he has knocked it back, and, Rowan's spilled it, as he's trying to gather it off the ground. But yeah, good defence by Dewsbury there. Quick thinking, really.
This one's not over. 6 points, the difference. Sykes and Heckford, the 2 try scorers for the Rams. And now the touch judges come on the far stand side. The referee will stop the clock. Ross, you'll have to tell the listeners and viewers what happened. I was looking at my commentary notes for a second.
I can't really see what happened. I think it would have coming together with George and another player. I'm not really sure what happened on the floor there, but Does he give a...
George Flanagan's going for 10 minutes in the sin bin.
I don't
George
know.
Flanagan sent to the sin bin. So 12 against 12, and the referee saying dangerous contact to the head.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't see it from here, but yeah, it's one of them. If the linesman's seen it, then fair play.
Well, we saw the yellow cards out and about last Sunday, and we're seeing them again this afternoon. And Paul Sykes is about to come back on, so it'll only be 12 against 12 for the next 60 seconds or so. And Dewsbury in good field position here, 30 metres out from that Bradford line, looking to get back in this game as a wayward pass from Tom Garrett is picked up by Dale Morton. Morton's brought down 20 metres out centre field. They're going to shift it on this right-hand edge as a flat-looking pass sees Dan King on his return to Odsal, brought down. Walshaw out of dummy half. It goes back to Dan King. Dan King towards the line, brought down by Kirk and Milnes. Fourth tackle gone, says the referee. The danger's not over. Michael Knowles is wrapped up a metre shy on the last tackle. It's now or never for the Rams. Bullock pass from Ward. Out to Imbignian, and Imbignian is wrapped up. Reese Evans, fantastic defence there for the Bradford Bulls. It remains Bradford 18, Dewsbury 12.
Yeah, I'm amazed at that tackle on Knowles there. They were great. I thought he was through. I thought he scored, not 2-on-1. But we've wrapped it up. I think it was Kirk, he wrapped him up. But Reese Evans showing his class there. With just rushed up, got the centre. Great online day from the boys there.
So Bradford, well, I was just about to say they've got a mountain of work to do moving this ball out from their own in goal area, and they've come up with an error. And Elliot Minchella out there, he's showing his leadership qualities.
I don't see no difference to the Rob Lawrence play the ball there, Mick. Minnie's trying to play the ball fast. He's got hands all over him, people all over him, and he's a judge to knock on. But we're trying to play some fast rugby, and they're not letting us get up or off the ground, and they're impeding us a lot. So a lot of refs may give these a lot of away. You know what I mean? Because we're just trying to play quick, but they're really trying to stop us here.
Dewsbury then, they're going to shift it on that short hand side, on that left hand edge, and it's Adam Ryder, the Dewsbury left centre, who caused the damage in the first half before finding Paul Sykes. Here goes Joe Sharif. Sharif towards the Bradford post, upended once again by Liam Kirk. Liam Kirk tackling his heart out. The Rams, and they're about to get back in this game as Michael Knowles goes close once more. They're literally on top of the Bradford Bulls defensive line. Walshaw's calling for the ball on the right edge, but it's going to stay in centre field, and Dewsbury, 4 tackles gone. They're not making a metre anywhere near as a little grubber kick out of dummy half is going to see Bradford concede the dropout. And here we go, a repeat set of 6 coming up, and Paul Sykes is about to come back on now, and here we go. There's more pushing and shoving in the in-goal area. No love lost between these two West Yorkshire rivals, and Ross, you don't normally see this in a pre-season, but this Yorkshire Cup, wow, there were sending offs and sin bins at Dewsbury last Saturday. Here at Odsal, we all know what happened between Tiara and Moore, and well, I'll tell you something.
It's one of them things, Mick, from West Yorkshire myself. I'm a Bradford lad. I don't like any other area in Bradford, and I think that's what's being shown today. I don't really like Halifax. I don't really like anybody else from any other areas. I'm not scared to say it. So, these are rivalries. We're very close together. And as fans are quite passionate. So, all the boys get fired up because everybody on the field. And, you want to get one over on them coming in next season.
Well, Dewsbury. Is this the moment? A repeat set of 6. Attritional stuff here under the lights at Odsal. Garrett gets to his feet, plays the ball. Ward juggling there. Sam Day, and they've somehow kept the ball going back to Robbie Ward. Robbie Ward can't get past Reese Evans again. Evans wraps him up 2 metres out from the Bradford line. It's going to go back in centre field. The kick comes through from Heckford, and the Dewsbury Rams, they've got to try underneath the sticks. It's Andy Gabriel, and Andy Gabriel will touch down the kick from Lewis Heckford. So anything Paul Sykes can do, Heckford can do as well. And Sykes, well, he's just come back on the field, And I was just about to say, Ross, Dewsbury having all this possession and territorial advantage, they were looking a little bit rudderless, but Andy Gabriel touches down under the sticks.
It's one of them tries, you know. It's a kick. We had a man covering it who's, you know, the bounce of the ball's been not nice for him. He's just missed the ball. You know, the man was there following up to put the ball down. But it's one of them. It's a try off a kick. It's a scrappy try. You know, they're going to come if you give someone so much ball on your goal line. And you know, they didn't break us down physically, but you know, when them kicks, bounce up ball can kill you anytime.
Well, Paul Sykes is not going to take this conversion attempt. He's only just come on. It will be Dale Morton. So Dale Morton in front in the 64th minute here at Odsal in this K2 Yorkshire Cup semi-final. Certainly a lot of interest in this fixture this evening. And we're about to be locked up at 18 points apiece. Gabriel's try under the red, amber and black dot. This from in front. It's Bradford 18, Dewsbury 18. And let me tell you, Steve Ganson, we are 15 minutes away from potentially golden point extra time to decide who goes to the Yorkshire Cup final next week, Ross. It's exciting. It's rugby league.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, you know, first game golden point, I reckon it'll be, since it's been brought in. So, you know, hopefully it don't go to that point, but, you know, it'd be interesting if it does go there.
Obviously, every decision from the players from this moment in is now under the microscope. We've got less than 15 minutes to go.
Yeah, you know, it's about having your nous about you, you know, having your wits about you. And, you know, we've just got to play this right now. Keep them in their half, make them kick out of their own 20. And, yeah, hopefully we can build some pressure and get a try.
So, on the scoreboard, Bradford 18, Dewsbury 18. 3 tries apiece. A brace to Minchella and Evans for the Bulls. And we've seen Sykes, Heckford and Gabriel cross for the Rams. Dewsbury on the restart. Jody Sharif takes the pass from Robbie Ward in the bread basket. And he's immediately rolled over in a two-man tackle. Matty Wildy, Odson, also Liam Kirk out there. Here goes Dan King on this right-hand edge. Last tackle for the Rams. They're 10 metres inside the Bradford half. It goes from Ward to Sykes. Sykes in centre field. Puts a high, hanging kick. Looking to test Pickersgill out. Pickersgill juggles with the ball, but he was facing towards his own line. Great tech in difficult conditions. And Bradford, well, first tackle gone of this set of 6 and the 10 metres out from their own try line. So this is going to be one of those sets where it's back to the wall stuff, just about building some momentum. Or we're about to see a maverick, or we're about to see some mercurial play. But this Dewsbury defence, I've got to give credit to Liam Greenwood. They've not given the Bulls an inch all evening, and in the end, Rhys Evans will carry the ball forward. That's the 4th tackle gone. Bradford 25 metres out from their own try line. They're still down to 12 men, remember, and that's the last tackle. 15 away from halfway. They're going to go on that right-hand edge. Wildy will kick out a dummy half. Warrancy takes it on his own 20. He's up to the 30. Meets the red, amber and black shirt defenders on the 40. And the impact of the collision will take Warrancy up to the halfway line. Dewsbury, they're going to have a full set of 6 inside the Bradford half. And I'm looking at Paul Sykes. He's already just been pointing at the post. Is this a set of 6 where Dewsbury just keep it calm and composed, and Sykes will slot in the 1-pointer? We'll see if that happens as it goes to Robbie Ward. Ward's pass to Knowles looked very flat and inviting. It's the NFL playoffs tonight and tomorrow. The officials missed that one. Sykes in front of the post, keeps the play going. It's come off a Bradford arm. It's gone backwards. Here we go. It's Rowan Mills. Mills to Ryan. Ryan up and over halfway. Ryan tackled by King. King wraps Ryan up. That's got to be a penalty. The officials playing the advantage for the Bulls. I'm speechless, Ross. Pickersgill's brought down on the Dewsbury 40.
That's a stonewall yellow card there. King is absolutely holding him for shirt, not letting him get up and play the ball. I don't see how he's not given that one, but you know, it's one of them 50-50s, I guess.
Bradford still keeping the ball alive. The fans are screaming, getting out wide. This is rugby league growth at the ages. A throwback to the old Stonesbridge Championship. And Bradford now with a tackle remaining, find themselves in front of the post and they get a penalty. It's the Yorkshire Cup semi-final. The fans are screaming. They've all got 2 fingers in the air. We're looking towards John Keir, and John Keir says we're not going for 2. He feels the pressure's on.
I back that decision. You know, look at the Dewsbury body language. You know, there's lads on their knees, lads sat on the floor. You know, they're trying to look for time. There's 11 minutes left. We kick 2. Don't really keep us safe. You know, we put a 6-point on them. Then you know it's looking that way. But you know, are the boys going for 2 now? Yeah, they're going for 2 now. But I'd have played on me personally. I'd have played on. I wouldn't have gone for 2 with 10 minutes left. Dewsbury looked beaten. You know, we could really turn the screw on him here. But yeah, go for 2 points on the board.
Well, John Keir sits to the right of the gantry behind the post in the South Bank stand, and I was looking immediately at the body language of Adam Simpson, and Adam Simpson was doing the roll-on action, so the message from John Keir at that point must have been to not go for 2, decline the opportunity, and oh boy, with Joe Keys off the field, Rowan Milnes has a big 2 points on offer in front of the Ruling Avenue terracing here at Odsal Stadium. He's got the wind against him, he's got the rain lashing down on his face. The clock says 11 minutes remaining. Bulls Live, Bulls TV. Looks like we're going to have a grandstand finale. And it's only the pre-season. Milnes, a crucial kick against the wind and rain. Bradford Bulls 18, Bradford Bulls 20. And it's 2018, Ross. Just over 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, you know, 10 minutes to go. I think, like you see Sykes looking for the 1 point. Points are vital in these last 10 minutes. You know, it's about us being up now, keeping these out. You know, and hopefully we can get another point on the board. Yeah, hopefully we can turn this corner. You know, get some more points on the board in the 6 minutes.
And there's no one more experienced on that field than Paul Sykes, Ross, when he's pointing. Keep it calm, cool, calm, composed, drive towards the post. He knows what these tight games are all about, but unfortunately now a drop goal or field goal will not suffice because Dewsbury trail by 2. And with exactly 10 minutes remaining, don't divert your eyes or ears away from this one, because Bulls TV and Bulls Live are bringing you another classic, another precursor for what promises to be an absolute ripper of a Betfred Championship in 2019. And Flanagan in at dummy half there as Bradford just moved the ball outside their own 20-metre line. What they give for back-to-back scores here now, but Dewsbury clearly rattled. And let's not forget, Bradford down to 12 men, but Flanagan's back out there. There's a bit of pushing and shoving at the ruck, 15 shy of halfway. Walshaw and King, the 2 former Bradford men, and this will be the last tackle for the Bulls on the restart. Flanagan back out there, gives it to Milnes. Milnes locks up once again between Thomas and Warrensey. Jacob Thomas traps the ball with his boot, and he will return it into the arms of Connor Robinson and Ethan Ryan on this left-hand edge. Dewsbury, 2 tackles remaining. They're in centre field as it goes to Cam Leeming. Leeming wrapped up in a 2-man tackle. That's the 4th tackle gone for Lee Greenwood's side. We've got 8 minutes remaining here at Odsal Stadium. Bradford 20, Dewsbury 18. Are we about to see a dramatic finish in this K2 Yorkshire Cup semi-final? It's the last tackle for the Rams. It's a quick play of the ball. The kick will come in from Jacob Thomas, and Thomas straight down the throat on that left-hand edge of Josh Rickey, who's had a quiet second half. The Rams keeping it right tight and compact in the middle areas of the field. And it's George Flanagan. Has he got anything left? The show and go. Finds Minchella. Minchella carries it in. 3 Dewsbury defenders. And Minchella tries to get the quick play of the ball. They're on the halfway line, the Bulls. Here goes Hodson. Hodson's brought down. Pickersgill down in back play. And we're about to see Eben Skur come on the field as the kick is dealt with on the last tackle by Tobias Richardson. 25 metres out from his own line. So Dewsbury have ball in hand. And this is the second tackle coming up with Rob Warrensey. And once again, Rhys Evans tackling his heart out. Ross, it's coming towards that moment in the match with 7 minutes to go. We'll ask you on the next breaking play for your Bulls Live, Bulls TV man of the match. Last week you give it to Jordan Lilly, but I think, wow, I'm actually struggling for someone who's actually stood out and shone, because there's been quite a few strong performances. Dewsbury dropped the ball on the halfway line. Robbie Ward against the elements, and it'll be scrum head and feet to the Bulls. That will run 30-40 seconds off the clock. And here we go, Ross. Who's your man of the match? Who's caught your eye so far this evening?
It's a toss-up between the two centres. You know, Rhys Evans had a great defensive game, but I think I'm going to edge it to Ross Oakes, you know, for some of his carries that he's put in. You know, he's really helped the forwards out, you know, getting us from our yardage. You know, he's had some big, strong carries, a big, strong boy. Yeah, I'm going to edge it to Oakes because it's good to see him playing some good rugby again, and, you know, I'm a big fan of his, and, yeah, hopefully it continues all this 2019.
And you talk about the resilience in the defence, you talk about the resilience of the players, and Ross Oakes certainly did have it tough in 2018, and Ross Oakes given the Bulls Live, Bulls TV man of the match there. So Bradford from that scrum on the halfway line, they're still just going to keep knocking at this Dewsbury Rams door, because we've got under 6 minutes remaining, and it's Bradford 20, Dewsbury 18. So Bradford lead by 2 as Ebensker does come on the field. So he's making his Bradford Bulls debut in a Yorkshire Cup semi-final. And Bradford, here he goes, Ebensker, his first carry. And he's another one of these bright young homegrown things. Forget Ollie Wilson, Matty Staunton, Ebensker's getting involved out there. And Ebensker gets a quick play of the ball in. Here we go, it goes out to Milnes. Milnes to Pickersgill. Pickersgill's pass picked up by Warrancy. But Warrancy immediately backtracked there as Ethan Ryan had to scramble back. And here we go, 5 minutes left on the clock. 2 points the difference. The Rams, they've picked up the pace in this one as it goes from Ward to Ray. Ray's brought down there. Skur once again getting involved, both in defence and attack. Youthful exuberance rings aloft here at Odsal Stadium as Sykes drops the shoulder. He'll take the tackle just shy of halfway, 2 metres to be precise. Back the goal lateral, across the face of the post, it's centre field. And what a tackle that was, racing out of that defensive line. That was Connor Farrell, sorry, Matty Wildy there. And that is the last tackle. Sykes, a kick in an open field. Pickersgill has to deal with it. Pickersgill does deal with it. And Pickersgill's caught high there by Tom Garrett. The official says shoulder first. And Bradford are just going to run time off the clock, because with 4 minutes remaining here at Odsal Stadium in this Yorkshire Cup semi-final, it certainly has been attritional, but no one is leaving this famous stadium as Bradford just carry the ball up past halfway. Here goes Ross Oakes, the Bulls Live, Bulls TV man of the match, and it's Flanagan once again. Quick distribution as it goes to Evans. Evans down the front of this defence. It's the last tackle, 25 metres out, and it's going to be drilled into touch there by Rowan Milnes, and it will be scrum head and feet to Dewsbury. 3 minutes remaining, Ross.
Yeah, Dewsbury are looking to rush to pack this scrum, which is strange to me with 3 minutes left. But yeah, you know, great carrying from Rhys Evans and Ross Oakes straight down middle. You know, they're carrying like middles, you know, because they're both big, strong boys. And, you know, I think I'm happy with what I've seen in these last 10 minutes from the boys. You know, we're starting to play some sensible rugby, you know, do stuff. And, you know, Pickers, he's one of them players. Any other winger probably wouldn't have even got to that. But Rob Warrancy, you know, he's 6 foot something, you know, athletic as out. He's tipped it, he's caught it. But we could have fallen apart there. But the boys have all scrambled back, and, you know, we've needed it up well. And we haven't even let them get over our 50. So, you know, the attitude's really got us through these last 10 minutes, really.
And once again, people on social media this week, they're talking about the Yorkshire Cup, but oh boy, this has certainly been a game, a well-worked workout for both sides, and it's still not over yet because the Dewsbury Rams have the ball on the far stand side, and they'll be looking perhaps to finish and get a little bit of an edge as they go on that left-hand edge towards Ryder and Morton. They're on tackle number 4. Sykes has it centre field on the halfway line. Gives the ball to Liam McKay. Liam McKay juggles with the ball but keeps hold of it. That's the last tackle. 2 minutes remaining at Odsal. Sykes, a high hanging kick. Pickersgill lets it bounce. Over the dead ball line it goes. And it's a 7 tackle set coming up for John Keir's side. 2.5 minutes remaining on the clock. Ross, what do you say to those people who say the Yorkshire Cup, it's not, you know, it's a nothing competition? This proves tonight it works, and credit once again to Andrew Chalmers.
Listen, I think right now we've got a lot of people who just want to be negative about everything in the sport. Really, you know, the cup's just been revived. You know, this is a short format. You know, we can build on this from here. You know what I mean? It's been such a success that we can build on it. We can get more teams in it. We can sort out the pre-season structure. So, you know, for me, it's been a massive success. And whoever the winner is, you know, this final is going to be a full-blooded affair, and everybody wants to win the cup. You know, who would like to be called King of Yorkshire before season starts? I know I would.
Bradford up to tackle number 4 of the 7 tackles set. They're 10 metres inside the Dewsbury half. Milnes, an old head on young shoulders. He's directing the traffic out there. And this will be the last tackle for the Bradford Bulls. Flanagan in there at dummy half. 90 seconds remaining. This one's going to be drilled into touch again by Milnes, but it's took an almighty ricochet off the Dewsbury defenders, and Dale Morton will just drop on that ball 8 metres out from his own try line. And now Dale Morton, he's knocked the ball on. There's pushing and shoving at the ruck. The touch judges come on again. It's nothing more than handbogs at dawn, Ross, but it's going to be a scrub to the Bulls, and the Bulls are 90 seconds away from appearing in the Yorkshire Cup final next Sunday against York or Batley.
Yeah, it's textbook George Flanagan. You know, I think his old man Dale Morton there, you know, he's forced to knock on, and you know, when George makes you make a mistake, he'll let you know about it. And I think Dale Morton didn't like what George had to say to him, but you know, credit to the boys, awesome set. You know, Rowan's going to drill it out. We've had a ricochet, and you know, I think we've seen the maturity of Rowan Milnes right now in this last 20 minutes. You know, he's directed traffic. You know, with a hooker down, you know, it's hard because Matty Wilde had to jump in at 9. You know, Rowan was the only halfback out there, him and Pickers, and you know, he's grabbed game back scruff at neck, and he's really directed around park, and I'm proud of him, and I'm glad to see him playing such good rugby.
Bradford 20, Dewsbury 18, 90 seconds remaining. Bradford 10 metres out from that Dewsbury line. The wind so strong the posts are vibrating and shaking. Minchella on tackle number 1. Here goes Skur towards the post, brought down 2 metres out. He's still going, Evan Skur. And that is tackle number 2. Flanagan out of dummy half, underneath the post, trying to twist and turn. Is this the moment? They're over the line, the Bulls, but they're held up. We're going to go back to the 10, and the clock will be stopped with a minute remaining.
Yeah, you know, I hope Kirky scored that then, because it's been a running joke. You know, he didn't score all last year. I was hoping for him to get over, but you know, it wanted me.
Milnes sucks in that Dewsbury defence, gets the ball away, and here we go. The final minute at Odsal Stadium, and Bradford 5 metres away from that Dewsbury line. Flanagan back to Milnes. Milnes to Kirk. Kirk wants another tilt at the line. Liam Kirk stopped by 4 Dewsbury defenders. It's the last tackle for the Bulls. Flanagan to bring the house down. George is over the line, but he's held up. And there's 20 seconds remaining on the clock of this Yorkshire Cup Challenge Cup semi-final, and there's more pushing and shoving around. Thank you very much for the commentary, Ross. Ross is going down. He wants to be in the tunnel and the sheds at full time, but the referee has just stopped the clock. There's 16 seconds remaining. Dewsbury will have one last roll of the dice. It's like playing Monopoly. They need a double 6 to avoid going to jail. Are they going to come up with lightning on a filthy night at Odsal? It's Sykes with ball in hand. The ball's been touched by a Bradford hand, but it's landed in the arms of Dan King. King kicks towards Flanagan. Flanagan smothers the ball, and it's full time here at Odsal Stadium. Delight on the terraces and in the stand from the Bulls faithful. They've defeated the Dewsbury Rams in the K2 Yorkshire Cup semi-final. It has been a thriller. Bradford Bulls 20, Dewsbury Rams 18, and the attention and focus now turns on York and Batley, who meet tomorrow in the remaining semi-final. So will Bradford face York and James Ford, or Batley and Matt Diskey next Sunday? It promises to be a thriller.